Hey, what's up? It's the normal playing guy. I'm back again, and this time with Buuhan's incredible Super Easy A. Just done the Vegito one. Seems legit. He's fire. All the good stuff. He's a legitimate tank now more than ever. Definitely a million percent better. But now it's time for Boos. Now, the most recent one we've had, I think it was Fat Boo, but really to try and compare him, I wouldn't say it's fair to say to put him against the transforming Boo, but more rather this guy. He came out effectively 2 years ago, bit longer for, or I suppose a bit shorter for global because of anniversaries, but essentially it's coming up to 2 years. And he's good, he's fine. But then we have the old version. When this guy came out, I think they put too much with his Easy 8. I think they put too much on this. Right? They must have worshipped this too much because this is literally it. Yes, the Boos have the ability to heal, right? You got the link in here. Where is it? Margin? Oh no, Metamorphosis, sure, which really helps out. Most Boos heal on super attack and, funny enough, in their passive. And guess what? This guy pretty much does both. He wasn't great. He dropped off exceptionally quick, and of course this it was a bit random. 30% to have a bit more extra power. It's pretty weird. He was unique as he was probably the only Buuhan out there, but now we have a few new changes. Remember, Super Easy A's, only the passive changes. The leader skill and the super attack effect remain the same. However, that doesn't stop them from putting any shenanigans in here. This is the new layout. It's nice and clean, it's crisp, it's easy to read, and there should be a lot less confused people. So what do we have now? 200% to stats, just flat out, which is remarkable. We have a guaranteed super attack, period, under basic effects. No matter what, he will double super. He will change tech to rainbow, okay, and recover 15% at the end of the turn. And he does all that, period. What do we have? Yeah, he just doesn't have that. He now has legitimate stacks, not this bull. I don't know about this, but he does indeed have this at the end of the turn, not just necessarily final blow. So there's already a huge improvement. I am noticing no key, which could be potentially an issue. And he is a rainbow orb changer of some kind. So when you super attack, and it's worded this way, you get 200%. So this is the shenanigans. Because they can't change the super attack effect, we get 200% on super. Ouch! What was his super attack effect? Lowers enemy attack and defense. So, okay, powerful, useful. Not so much in battlefield, because those things are just immune. But other than that, where applicable, having that defense and attack lowering, so that's a 30% debuff for several turns, actually is really nice. But being able to hit harder as well as this is pretty ridiculous. From the 5th turn from the battle, okay, you randomly change any to you randomly change to key spheres to int. Right, so tech to rainbow, and then anything including rainbow except for tech to int. That's from the 5th turn. Interesting. Random bit of orb changing in there. Every key sphere obtained is going to give him 40% attack, 30% defense, and 12,000 HP. There, the HP is neither here nor there. However, rainbow does count. So with this is going to be along the same lines as Super Easy EA Physical Goku Black, who I personally think is a bit underwhelming because he's exceptionally orb heavy reliant. When you're legitimately going to need a whole bunch of orbs, and I mean a lot of orbs, just to be able to actually do something decent and still against a Goku family member. So Super Easy A Black is a bit disappointing personally, but this is the same sort of deal, so we kind of know what we're in for. 40% attack, 30% defense, so it's a huge amount of buff. That is, yeah, quite possibly. The attack is more than ever going to be insane. And don't get me wrong, he's going to, depending on how mini orbs you get would depend if he's a hero to 0. And it's going to be like that. There are times when you're not going to get more than 3 orbs, 4 orbs. And this isn't going to do much. What are you going to get for 4 orbs? 4 will get you 120% defense. Nice, because now you have official stats. And then, of course, you got this to bear in mind with. So that's okay. But if you ever got 10, if you ever managed to string together a whole bunch, it's not impossible, because, you know, there's orb changing in here. You'll have 300% defense and 400% attack. So again, then suddenly you become like, oh my god, he's just a beast. So, you know, there's going to be passable and usable to just downright demonic. And there's going to be all the flavours in between. For every rainbow key, okay, here we go. For every rainbow key, 33% to crit. Oh, and damage reduction of 22% to 66. Okay, interesting. So, the key build is a bit wonky still, but I guess he's an orb changer, so you might not need too many. It's not as if you get extra orb per rainbow as well or something, which is... it depends on how many orbs he's able to take, because initially you're only changing tech to rainbow, so you might be able to swing a few, which is funny because he's int. He doesn't have any int changing until it's the 5th turn. Right, okay. Well, you need 3 rainbow orbs. I wouldn't say it's impossible. Okay, so chances are you're going to come away with 2. Often, right? 2 will get you 66% to crit. And you're going to get 44% damage reduction. Okay, that's not too bad. That damage reduction is going to be quite nice. There will be a difference between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. There just will be. But if you can string together 2, okay. Superclass enemy, 100% to stats. 3 key and allies attack. And if there's an extreme class enemy, 50% only attack to, well, in stats. 2 key, 20% to attack for all allies. That's the same as the Super Easy 8 AGL Vegito. Exactly the same, except he gives defense only, and this guy's going to give attack only. So in that regard, it's a fail, and Vegito's going to win. Often attack is not really an issue. Units can hit fairly hard, so the defense is always welcome. This is a good build. There's no doubt it's a good build. And they've covered a lot of shortfalls, because you got all of this from this, right? And then what was it previously? This came out probably a year after the game came out, maybe 2 years. And then we got this. This is it. And what is this? 2019. Oh god, that's a long time. Feels like a long time, but like, it's good. We have start of turn stats, we heal, and we double super. Now, unfortunately, this here will only apply once. So you have an additional super attack, but you only get this effect once. That being said, it's 200%. Vegito comes out with 150%, but he has guard and more damage reduction, so I think he still wins there, but this is 200%. Like I've said before, some of these units are designed where this unit won't be the one that takes you down, but the only problem is, it seems enticing that you only need to get 4 orbs in order for this to be 100% defense, but I'm telling you, right, you're going to get this on top of this will be the real multiplier. The more you can get in this, the more this will have a play. It's not so much you get 30% defense off this per orb. No, the super attack is going to be the key thing here. That's going to be crucial. In terms of attacking power, it seems then that it's yet to be decided, but I'll imagine this would be a sneaky extra little attack on the 200% when it actually happens. Physical Goku Black is passable, and in some sense he's got fantastic numbers. But behind the scenes, what they didn't tell you is there's a bit of shenanigans in the orb changing. Outside of that, if you can get a similar sort of deal, he's nice. The fact that he does have additional super attacks which will stack that attack lowering and defense lowering is going to be insane. He heals, which is really nice, and he can come in with damage reduction. He's a fantastic floater, I suppose. For the following turn, the debuffs will be applied, but you'll also have some crit and damage reduction to help out. And again, 2 rainbow orbs, is probably where you want to sit this guy. So that's not so bad. So his easy A, super easy A, how do you do it? It's Patara, which will be really nice. So you go through his easy A to level 30, which is endgame content in many respects. And then once you've done that, then you can go into super easy A, that unlocks. And that's more or less about the same. It's like maybe power level 35, but it basically sticks more or less at the level of 30. So it doesn't really get any harder. The only difference is you've got to use existing easy A units in there. Otherwise, you'll get crushed. Even if the non-easy A units can tank, they will not be doing any damage. So the key is easy A units already. Patara, a few come to mind that are a few Vegetos, LRs or not, which will just in general help. Typing is not so much an issue, but try and avoid a tech. But I'll be honest, the tech LR Vegeto is actually pretty good, and the few base Vegetos, I think one is tech, he's also fairly solid. You got Candy Vegeto, who is again pretty solid. So it doesn't matter which one, just make sure you use easy A Patara, and you will have very little issue with this guy. Of course, the easy A's, super easy A's, you don't get any stones for doing it. So, do it as quick as you can. Doesn't really take you too long though. Anyway, that's going to be it. He's good. We know Vegeto is going to be brilliant because it's just straight up front that he's a tank. He can have guard. He has key in his passive. He builds up with every attack received, and he has damage reduction on top of damage reduction. But this guy is nice. They both have a bit of support, that's great. This guy can have crits and damage reduction, that's nice. But the key thing is the amount of orbs you get. And I would say you're going to need at least 6. 6 will be the idea. Because 6 gives you 180% defense, and it's going to give you 240% attack, 250% attack after links or something. So that's going to be roughly the way you want to have it. So there we go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Between the two, let me know what you think. But anyway, let's have fun. Thank you, and bye-bye.